Can you guys see the scratch on this? Yeah, that's a Samsung build quality. Let's talk about it a little bit. So it's been about 5 weeks since I started using this phone and switched out the iPhone ecosystem. My last iPhone, as you remember, was an iPhone 13. So today I want to give you a breakdown of all the good, all the bad, what are my experience from a original iPhone user to the first time being Android full time.
I think the girls with their nails done now.
Hey guys, it's Bao with JohnyTechReview and I hope you guys are all doing well. In my experience of using this new Samsung Z Flip 7, I have some really good experience and I have some not so much good experience, and then there are some so-so. So let me just do a real quick TLDR in case you just want to know right off the bat. Am I switching back to iPhone? The answer is no, I'm not doing that. Is this phone good? Yes. Are there some issues? Yes. So let's start with the good stuff first. Going from an iPhone 13, keep in mind that's an old phone. And also coming from my wife, who I currently play with her phone a lot, which is an iPhone 15 Pro. This phone is really snappy. So gone is the old day of the old Android. I think it was Android 10. Before that I was using some old phone where you have some lag, some stutter, and perhaps also some app crashing. In the 1 month of using this phone, there was one instant where I think it was a week ago or so where it crashed. And in the morning, maybe I wake up too early, maybe the phone's doing some optimization, but I woke up really early and I turned on the phone and it was restarted that day or that night because I have a schedule restart. I'll talk about that a little bit later. And the phone kind of slow to respond. Power saving mode wasn't on. It was just being slow. I couldn't press some button. I ended up just restarting it. So I would say that is one experience out of the whole plus 1 month usage of this where I have issues. Now that's not new to iPhone, that happens all the time on iPhone too, so just to be aware of that, okay? So first let's talk about the thing that you will miss if you switch out of iOS. Depending how deep you are in the ecosystem, some of the basic stuff like FaceTime is going to be a problem. So on Android you can use WhatsApp, you can use Telegram, which is something I already use. But there's no native Android video calling. Yeah, you can say Google Video and that kind of thing, but none of that stuff is really good. What's good about FaceTime is it's so baked into the OS that you can just click a phone number and FaceTime somebody and it works every time. And the quality of FaceTime, the audio of FaceTime is really good too. So with Android, now my family's a little scattered. They have to call me on Telegram, some call me on WhatsApp, etc. Before, just FaceTime. Even if you have a bunch of Samsung phone, I don't know how you're going to do video call. It's not an option. You just have to use one of the third-party app. Second, iMessage doesn't matter to me that much. I switched to Beeper. I used Google Message. But maybe for other that matters. And then finally, HomeKit. If you're a huge HomeKit user, you're gonna miss pressing button on here. Yes, you can switch your device to doing smart things, those kind of things. I have a lot of the Samsung thing in the house, but at the end of the day, if you like HomeKit, that's gonna be a problem. For me, it's not a problem. I use HomeKit only for the button pressing on the screen. Most of the time, I use the Amazon assistant. I'm not gonna say her name, Alex, and she does all the voice stuff. So I don't have HomePod in my house to do that kind of thing. So that's not a problem for me. So to me, those are some of the things that I think you'll miss. If you are really into cameras and videos, yes, this can zoom in really good, especially on the Ultra, which I don't have, and get some really crazy picture. But take the phone out of your pocket, flip it open, take a picture. The iPhone is gonna win every time. From my experience, I was using this back camera here for taking really good pictures and using that cover screen. Yes, the picture was good and was amazing, but the problem was it picked the wrong shallow depth of field. The picture was really focused on my face. The rest of my friends behind me completely out of focus, right? It's a blur. I mean, it's by design, but on an iPhone, that wouldn't happen. It would detect all the face. It looks really good. Yes, you can tap, you can change. You will have to do some manual stuff to take good pictures with effort. With iPhone, it just works. Same thing with videos. Videos are really good. Actually, in this phone, I use it a lot already. But generally, white balancing, color balancing, it's much better on the iPhone. Okay, now let's get into some of the really good stuff with Samsung. So first of all, this phone, I got it on that pre-order where I get 512 gigs of space. Currently, I'm at 145 gigs. What I like about this, of course, is just the design. That's why many of us are attracted to this. Yeah, the hinge worked well. Flip open, looks really good. I try to use the cover screen a lot more, but as time goes by, me and my kid even wonder, yeah, it's just a gimmick. So far I still use it a lot for playing podcast music, but I could just buy a Samsung Ultra and have a regular slap phone. Maybe the Fold is the better device for me, where I get that full screen all the time and then a bigger screen is needed. I just didn't care for a really big phone like that, or a tablet, especially Android tablet. So anyway, this is really good. The hardware problem that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there were rumors last year where, you know, Samsung phone was chipping, even though now the new Fold 7 is chipping, and or Samsung is saying that, hey, maybe you're using third-party chargers, some electrical problem, etc. But now it's starting to do this. This phone I have on another case, where the other case has a hinge protector, and it was dropping again, just maybe dirt fall between them, and it scratched some of the aluminum paint already. I don't know how this was done with Apple, but with Apple it was much better, and my phone lasts for a long time in terms of scratch and stuff like that. So anyway, only time will tell. Now the crease thing, people will talk about the crease thing. You can see it right now, right? It's noticeable. Yeah, people say it's less than previous phone. I understand that, but it's still very noticeable. So another good thing, I love the Samsung Secure. You can put apps in there, you can put pictures, video in there. It will be saved away, and it's very seamless to switch back and forth. I now switch over to Samsung Pay and Google Pay. It works fine, just as fast. The only downside, again, one small downside here, if you ever use Face ID on Apple, this is going to be a little bit slower, right? You have to stick your finger here, which is very fast, by the way, but you have to put your finger down. When I remember where I was using the bank app or any of the credit card app, I flip my phone on iOS, I open it, launch the app, and I'm using it. Here I have to kind of put my finger or switch to the Face ID, let it detect. The Face ID is just a camera Face ID. It works fine, but again, it's not as seamless and smooth as Apple does it. So that's one thing to keep in mind. If you like Face ID, you're not going down too much, but you are slowing down your work progress a little bit. Now, as far as the new UI 8 and Android 16, honestly, I can't tell the difference really. The speed's really fast on UI 8. Samsung almost make this UX look just like an Apple product. I do like the fact that I customized it, so I use these Good Lock widget, which are the extra Samsung official app, yet hacking kind of app where you can do all kind of thing. And with that Good Lock theme screen app, home screen I think is what it's called, I'm able to move the icon exactly where I want and have a lot overloaded on my front page screen. So for example, this is my front page screen, has a lot of icon, and they can even have group icon and that kind of thing. I love that. I also love the fact that you can get a modded app, which is something that's really cool. From my perspective as a power user, I start using this a lot. I love now. The thing about being open-minded to use another OS after such a long time is that it allowed me to discover a lot of really cool open source app that I really love. Found some really cool one where for music. It also opened the door for me to check out some of the other app, which apparently also exists on iOS, but I never look at it. You know, so I can listen to podcasts, Bible, that kind of thing. It's really interesting. Definitely noticeable here in terms of the glossy screen. I wish in the future they'll make this matte somehow with screen protector or whatever, but the screen itself is really amazing, and the picture quality is really good when you take pictures. However, you do have to work a little bit most of the time. I stopped care about storage because there's just so much storage. Took pictures as much as I want, videos, those kind of things. I think it's really good. If you remember in the original video, one of the reasons that I switched over was because of the design, right? A little bit less boring. And now that the new iPhones are out, as you can see, yes, you have the new Air and everything. To me, it's the same phone year over year. We saw that leak 4 or 5 months ago, so I make the right decision. I didn't lose out anything. Maybe some of the potential thing that I might want to try is like the new AirPod 3, for example. Really cool with live translation. Let's see how well that works. I really like the Bud Pro 3 that I have with this phone. I think the Bud Pro 3 are really good. The sound quality is what make me actually listen to music a lot more these days. The noise cancellation, not so amazing. They do leave a lot of note out, but to me it's good enough. And I would say transparency mode is also pretty good. Not as good as Apple AirPod Pro 2, but actually these are pretty good too. And what I like about the noise cancellation on the Samsung, maybe because it's not so strong, it doesn't give me that, pressure feeling in my head. So I use them and I leave them on all the time. On the AirPod 2, I just turn them off. I never use noise cancellation on it. And then when my microphone starts acting up, I stop using it completely. As I was saying in the unboxing video, the reason I switch is because the hardware is fun, it's different. The other reason I switch is AI. So for example, on Apple, even now with the new iOS 26 on my wife's phone, I've been using it. The AI is still the same problematic issues. On Samsung, you have a few different options. I'm using Gemini as my digital assistant. That is really great in one use case where my wife even like it. Any website, any pictures, anything, you can just press down the button. You can just circle it, copy that text. Yes, you can do the same thing in iOS, but you have to take the screenshot. You have to go to gallery or go in there and start doing stuff. So it's additional step. Here you can do it right there on the screen. The other thing about Gemini is that we make fun of it a lot in the past 2 or 3 years when Google was really behind on AI. But now, with how it integrated with Android and everything, it works really well. And answering really quick questions, setting timer, doing whatever task, open navigation, all of this is so much better on the Google aspect of it. So the other thing, of course, is Samsung Galaxy. Samsung Galaxy is really fun. It's their own onboard / on cloud. You can do only onboard if you wanted to, but I leave it alone so it can go on cloud. It create a digital profile of a lot of the things that you do. It learn about you. The announce brief is kind of neat. It show you your daily summary 3 times a day: morning, noon, at night, etc. And there it kind of summarize your day, pictures, some news. It's okay. It's not that amazing anything. You get over it real fast. But yeah, it's good. Some of the other cool thing about Samsung AI is I didn't know is that they have this whole avatar, Galaxy avatar thing that you can spend a lot of time playing with. My kid and I was just making our own avatar. There was so much customization in your face, your hand, and everything. And then on top of that, you can buy additional costume and stuff like this. I didn't know people actually pay for this, but yeah, that's an option. So yeah, the mixture between Samsung Galaxy AI, like voice recording, translation, transcribe, those type of things are really good. And then on top of that, the Google Gemini integration with everything works really good. I would say that is the really big takeaway. Let's leave the privacy thing out away for a moment. If you really like AI to integrate a lot of workflow into your life, the Android system and Samsung Galaxy is really good for this, at least from my perspective. With the iOS, maybe we'll get there one day. I hope that live translation is really good, where I can see Apple just pick up a bunch of voice and automatically translate to your native language without you selecting the source language. So it's more, I would say, work as you think. But let's see how good the AI and the translation work over time. I'm sure Apple will get there. Maybe I'll come back by then. But right now, I'm really happy how fast this phone operates, how snappy it is. And I really enjoy everything so far about this phone. The last thing I want to add on is the battery life. So right now, yes, back in the day, maybe Android is a little bit different, but today, this phone learn your habit, learn when you sleep, will learn when you use things. It puts app to sleep, it put them to deep sleep mode, even tell you what those are, and you can even set them. There's all kind of battery management thing. And with that, the battery run pretty good on this. I remember on my own iPhone 13, which only have, I think, 70 or 78% battery back at that point. It wasn't so good. Maybe I'll get like 3 or 3.5 hours screen on time because of the iOS 26 taking everything away. But here I'm getting about 6-7 hours screen time. So I will start my day at 6 a.m. and by 6 p.m. I'm still at 20%, 15%. And I can charge it real quick if I want to use a lot more. But other than that, really good runtime. So one other little thing that I would like to rant on for a moment is the Android versus the iOS experience. I felt like, for example, the app like Telegram, the app like iMessage, Apple just seemed to use those empty space a lot better. For the new iOS 26, for example, you can have a bunch of favorite up top, and it will be up top there with a big icon. You can click on your favorite contact. In Telegram, I like the menu at the bottom where you can quickly switch between different, chat and call, whatever. It's just a usability thing, but on Android, you have to go up top to the hamburger menu, and then you have to select from there. I think there's a lot of white space being wasted on Android. A bigger screen, yet sometimes a lot of that space is not used. Even the original screen here, I can complain about Apple not being able to giving you a lot of customization in the home screen. On Android by default, a lot of that space is also wasted on a big screen until you customize it and you really push, where the icon goes on the edge of the screen, that kind of thing. So I would say from a iOS to Android user experience, I believe here that Android could learn some really cool things from iOS, really taking advantage of the screen estate and making use of those good screen estate. In summary, I would say it's a good fun device to switch over. I don't know the longevity of this device, if it will have issues with the crease and break the screen or crack. I do notice pain is already starting to chip in some places, so that's just give you an idea. And then as far as switching away from iOS, again, if you can deal with no FaceTime, less iMessage, and HomeKit, and then also Face ID, those type of thing. Yes, there are alternative for all of those, but other than that, if you can deal with all of those, you're not so deep in the ecosystem, this is good for you. Yes, my whole family is iOS. I am the only one who is Android right now, which used to be the opposite, and now we're slowly shifting, right? So yeah, it's a really good device. Let's see what Samsung will whip out next year, and let's see what Apple will do next year. Everyone is talking about the Air will be 2 pieces, so you can fold next year. Let's see how that goes. But right now, between iOS and Android, I really like the Android experience with a lot more flexibility. Yes, there's a lot of discussion right now about how Android will lock all of that down, or Google will lock all of that down. But yeah, so far so good. So I hope you guys enjoy this review of my Galaxy Flip 7 and my experience of switching from iPhone. If you have any questions, feel free to leave in the comment box down below. Please support me by liking the video and subscribing for more future content from this channel. Thank you guys. Have a good one.